living beings to be forced to be killed for their belief. We're not forcing anything. We're asking, exposing. Personal choice. It's not personal choice when there's a victim involved. What about the personal choice of the animal? Simple as that. They're a person, remember? It doesn't happen in my country. Well, tell me, how does it happen in Australia? This is Australia. Bring up RSPCA, free range, organic. How does it happen? How do you think it happens? You think they get belly rubs and lullabies and a little green dream like we do with our dog when we go to the vet? I had a guy thought that happened. I said, how are we going to eat them after they've pumped poison into them? Oh, yeah, he said. Exactly. I don't know if he was being genuine or not, but plants feel pain. No, they don't. They don't have a central nervous system. They don't have a brain. People are brain dead who say this. I usually compare them to a lettuce. I told one guy at the Royal Arcade once, I said, look, I'm not having a conversation with a lettuce. He said, what? I said, you just compared yourself to a vegetable. He said, no, I didn't. I compared animals. I said, we're animals. You just, mate, had enough. You can end it. If they're using lettuce feels pain, you sort of end the conversation. Vegans still kill animals. Yes, we know that, unfortunately. And when we get a vegan world, when we get the farmers vegan, we won't kill as many animals. Veganism is about reduction. There's a nice quote that I like, which is, we all, and I've said this many times, I said it to my brother recently because he talks about environments, we all have an impact. Every single one of us, every single living being on this planet has some sort of impact. Humans are the only ones that create a negative impact, as far as I know. So isn't it our duty to reduce that impact as much as possible? And veganism, as we know, does that. The non-vegans, they want to maximise it. So put that to them. Do they understand what veganism is? It's about reducing as much as possible and practical. Deserted island scenario, I think we've all had that. I've had it so many times. The first thing to fire straight back is, you say, well, when that situation happens, I'll deal with it at the time. But if there's one pig on an island, I'll try and find what the pig's eating. And I, myself, personally, if that really, really happened, I'd probably let myself die and let the pig eat me, because I've eaten enough pigs. That'd be the ultimate payback. But what you really can say is, once you've answered that, twist it back and say, but what about you? You're in the, number 3 most livable city in the world, number 2 vegans capital in the world. Why are they still killing animals? We've got all these vegan options. Why are you not vegan? You just put me on the spot, or tried to, on a fake scenario. I'm putting you in reality. Every single day you make choices. You could choose oat milk, almond milk, soy milk, rice milk, but you choose dairy milk and you cause this mayhem that's on the screen, this violence, when you've got a choice. If I'm on a desert island and I've got to eat a pig, that's the circle of life. That's top of the food chain. So I don't like it when it's put back. If you can save a human or an animal, who would you save? I'd first be asking the human if they were vegan. That's what I'd be doing. Are you vegan? Yep, okay, I'll come save you. Are you vegan? No. Okay. I'll go and rescue that dog, cow, chicken, whatever it is. Sorry, mate, circle of life. That's when I say circle of life.
I asked these guys, if you can save a man or a woman, whom would you save? And then they get confused, and then I ask them, are you a sexist? So this is what I do. And then I tell them that this question is as stupid as my question was.
It's a good answer, I'll try that. What about people dying in wars? What's that? But people use this stuff. I could say, We've been doing wars for thousands of years. What's wrong with that? I brought that up when they've told me about animals being killed for thousands of years. That scenario, you can say, well, men have raped women for thousands of years. We've had wars for thousands of years. I bring up the war in Russia. Everyone's horrified at that. Putin's horrible. He's a disgusting man. Why? We've had wars for thousands of years. Of course we're concerned about it. What can we do about it? Nothing. Send money to Ukraine, hopefully to the animal shelters. We can't do anything. Remember Gary in the speech, this is an injustice you can do something about. Show that power in the outreach. They're complaining about a war somewhere, and they're doing nothing about any of these other injustices. They bring up all these things wrong in the world, they're doing nothing about. They're not even sending money to them. Stopping violence to animals is something they can decide to do right now. Point at the ground. Don't be afraid to. This is showing your passion. You want them to be vegan from this moment, or you want them to be 98 points when you leave. I'm vegetarian. We need to target vegetarians. Don't let them off the hook. 50% a fairly smooth transition to vegan. 50% a staunch, I'm doing enough. I've been called extreme twice by 2 vegetarians. You vegans are extreme. Because I just showed you about the dairy industry and the egg industry. One of them ate fish. I said, you're not vegetarian. They just pretend. They're pretenders, vegetarians. I often think they kill more animals than a non-vegan. They eat more eggs, more cheese, more milk. And some vegans think they're on the same side as us. No, they're not. They're animal abusers. There's vegans and the rest. Pescatarians, vegetarians. A great post. It said, a fancy name to describe the animals that you abuse. That's all it is. I'm a pescatarian. It makes them feel better. Vegetarian. They actually feel superior over non-vegans. They sit at the table thinking they're superior. They've got a steak there and sausages and pork and bacon, and they've got their cheese omelette with 10 male chicks that are killed for it and whatever else. A male calf, a mother cow, just in one omelette. Somebody's eating steak, chips and vegetables. Who's done the more damage? The vegetarian. We need to change vegetarians. If we could change every vegetarian in the world, we'd have a vegan world real soon. We really would. There's probably 1 billion plus. There's half a billion in India of vegetarians, maybe. We could change them. That's India changed. And we've got all those vegetarians around the world. Once we go back to the first slide, that snowball, it will get faster. The bigger the snowball, the faster it goes. Vegetarians. It's not animal abuse if you kill them for food. I have had that. I say, would you call it abuse if someone was going to eat you? Well, no one's going to eat me. What if a lion? You're out on a safari. Your lifelong dream. And you got out of the Jeep to go and have a pee behind the tree. And there's a cheetah in the tree. And no one's looking and he jumps on you. You know, is that abuse? Yeah. Of course it is. We need to have a balanced diet. I love that word, balanced diet. My brother used that one on me. Stop attacking my balanced diet. And then 3 weeks ago, he tells me he was nearly, what they call it, pre-diabetic. I said, that's great balance, Tony. You're balancing diabetes and not diabetes. He said, oh, shut up. I said, I don't have to check for diabetes. He said, why not? I said, because I'm nowhere near it. I said, because it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen to vegans, not that I know of. I'm sure it probably has somewhere. Someone will prove me wrong. Balanced diet. A balance of what? Ask them, balance of what? Some good, some bad? Why not just have all the good bit? This is one of my favourite conversations ever on Facebook. He was a troll, and he used that. We need to have a balanced diet. He actually said exactly that in a comment. We need to have a balanced diet. And I went on about, I think I said something about the vegetables are better for you. I don't really know why I engaged. And then he actually said, a couple of comments down, it wasn't a full-on attack at each other. He said, I have noticed when I eat more vegetables, I do feel better. I nearly fell off my couch when I read it. So I got back and I said, you've actually just admitted that eating more vegetables makes you feel better. So why don't you cut out all that unbalance and just eat vegetables? He didn't answer that last comment. What a buffoon. He's talking to a vegan, trying to tell us to eat meat, and said he feels better with more vegetables. So, protein, though. First thing you ask is, how much do you need? I've had one person in 4 years answer me that correctly. They don't even know. They don't even know the formula. I hope you all do. 0.8 to 1 gram for most people per kilo of your weight. You can apply that to anyone. I told a guy last week, I know exactly how much protein you need, and yet you don't. He was a farmer, and he based his business on protein. That's what he said he's doing, providing protein. I said, how much do you need? He didn't know. I asked him what it was. What's protein? I played a little bit dumb. He said, protein is meat. Protein is meat. Jot and I are looking at each other. He's a certified nutritionist. Just looking at it, I'm shaking my head. The guy was a giant, wasn't he, Jot? 6'8" or something. Trying to justify, called us liars. We're in front of the picture with the male dairy cows. That was funny, wasn't it? He said, you're all liars. I said, well, what's lies? This. I said, well, 5 days old, the male cows on a dairy farm are generally killed after 5 days. 5-day minimum. No, they're not on my farm. I said, well, that's your farm. I said, what happens? So I shipped them off. I said, right, so they're killed somewhere else then. He said, well, I don't know. I said, where do they end up? In a slaughterhouse. Of course they do, whether it's 5 days, 7 days, 3 months, 4 months, 18 months. I said, that's where they go, isn't it? And he was digging this hole. He needed to dig a big hole because he was a really tall guy. But he was up to his neck by the time he finished. I said, so what have we said here that's lies? It was the only thing. We had a screen, and it was the only facts that he could see. The images that were there were in Australia. It was the only written fact. I said, what's true? Is this true or false? And he finally admitted it's true. I said, so no lies then. And he called me a moron and stormed off. I think I won that. He wasn't happy. The religion argument, pretty tough one sometimes. The Christians, they use their religion against us. They're very, very tough. I'll do when they got permission. There's a few angles. The animals don't care about their permission. The animals just want to live. They don't care about your God. They don't care. They just want to live. That's all they care about. Their family, their siblings, their parents. You can also use, God also gave you morals. First of all, agree with them. Try not to counter them on the God. The moment you deny God, whether you believe in God or not yourselves, we don't mind, don't care. It's up to you. Agree with them, though. The moment you say there is no God, you've got a whole different argument. Now you've got to establish, he's going to try and establish that there is a God, you're going to say there isn't. You're now on a religion argument. And he's won, because he's deflected. Just say yeah. But he also gave you morals to make the right choice. Oh, and it does say, do not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Oh, but that's only humans. It doesn't say humans. It just says, thou shalt not kill. You're putting them on the spot with their morals now. It's down to an individual. It's your choice. It's not mandated. No religion mandates killing animals. Thank you, Gary. No religion mandates killing these animals. The Quran, the Bible, any other books the Indian religions have, they don't say you must. They might say you can. Doesn't mean you must. So, what about people in Alaska and indigenous people and all those people that can't be vegan? But we're right here in Melbourne. Don't only worry about them. We'll get to them right at the end. We'll make them vegan in Alaska, eventually. What are your views on abortion? My view on abortion makes absolutely no difference to their view on animal cruelty. My view on abortion, whether I think going out and killing, murdering people is not a justification for that person to pay for animal abuse. It's about the animals, it's not about abortion. They'll try and use it to escape and call you a hypocrite. We had that on a major scale a couple of weeks ago. He just wanted to call us all hypocrites. He just assumed we're all pro-abortion. We didn't even answer him. We just went along with the animals. This is about them. That's another debate. You could also ask them what they're actually actively doing about abortion. So you're against abortion then? Yes, yeah, I am. So what do you actually do? This one guy said, I vote for it. I vote against it. I said, vote? He said, I vote for the party that is against abortion. I said, but abortion's legal. I said, so what do you actually do? Do you go to an abortion clinic, protests? He said, no, I can't do that, it's illegal. I said, no, it's not. So you're quite entitled to go and do that. I said, do you even start a Facebook group? So that's free, you could do that. Try and get some followers. Just put them on the spot. They're not doing anything against abortion. All they're doing is using it as an excuse against vegans to be vegan. They never talk about abortions normally. Don't go to a barbecue and say, oh mate, are you against abortions? I am. They don't do that. They only use it to try and feel better again. Humane farming. Look, we know those. We've all had that. If you don't want to die, it's not humane. Humane means treating someone with benevolence and kindness and compassion. That's how a nurse treats an enemy soldier. We treat our own soldiers that are injured as we would. We want to fix them, get them better and get them back on the front line. An enemy soldier comes in, we treat them with humanity because they're a human, they're a person, and we're not evil. They don't go back to their front line, they become a prisoner of war. That's my best analogy on that. So that's what humane means. Ask them, would you like to be killed humanely? What is humane? First thing you ask is, do you actually know what that word means? Most people refer back to me the process of killing an animal humane. You might say, what does humane mean? Well, it means a bolt gun in the head. No, what does the actual word mean? They often don't actually know. All they know is the industry stuck the word humane in front of slaughter. And everyone bought it. Oh, that feels better now. Okay, they didn't change anything. It's marketing. It's free range, organic, local. Local, there's a good one. So if I take you to the worst slaughterhouse in the world and we become local to that slaughterhouse, does that make it okay? That usually shuts them up. What does the locality of the slaughterhouse got to do with it? What does the locality of the farm to your house got to do with the animal that doesn't want to die? Whether it gets taken 5 miles to a country slaughterhouse or 500 kilometres, 500 miles to the most biggest industrial slaughterhouse, they don't want to die. It's as simple as that. That's how you cover humane farming. I only eat fish. Fish don't want to die either. Put them in that position. Would they like a hook put in their water, in their mouth, dragged into the water, had their breath taken away for a minute, and then pull back out and have the hook pulled out? Oh, but I don't kill them. My boss said that, another boss, supervisor. Oh, I don't kill them. I said, what? He said, I'll throw them back. I said, you kill them slowly then? I said, most of them die. Is that a hook in his mouth? How would you like it?